This program is brought to you by Monty and Ramirez Law Firm.
Welcome to the other side. This is Mano a Mano, where a progressive Chicano, myself, Tony Diaz, Libro Traficante, throws down with a conservative Mexican Republican, Jacob Monty. ¿Cómo estás?
Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble, because it's on. It is on. We're talking about the most important debates this election cycle when Lion Ted Cruz, who must be nervous about his seat because he has actually accepted to debate Beto O'Rourke 5 times, 5 different cities, 5 different topics, and the prize will be senatorial seat of Texas. Now, I'm excited. We're going to kind of give you an overview, and our plan is to follow each city with each topic, see what you think. Of course, you can send in your thoughts, your comments, your love letters, or hate mail to us. But Jacob, I think Lion Ted is scared. I mean, everybody knows if you're an incumbent, all you do is hide and duck. And I called it. I said, the only way these debates will happen is if Teddy thinks he's going to lose. And he hears those Tejano boots behind him.
Ted Cruz is a champion college debater from Princeton. This guy is not afraid to talk. I got to give the senator credit for agreeing to these debates because other incumbents, like you said, are not debating their challenger. So Ted Cruz, you can say a lot of things about him, pero es bueno para platicar. He's a very good debater. I think Beto is going to, be in for a challenge. So, let's see. But I don't think it's a sign of being scared. I think he wants to give Texans an opportunity to choose between the pro-business, pro-growth policies of Ted Cruz and the left-wing Venezuela strategies of Beto O'Rourke.
You're probably a better debater than he is. and here's the other part. Ted Cruz, a good debater. Last time I saw him debate, he got his clock cleaned by some guy who had never served in office before and supposedly had only the best words that sounded like little words. Donald Trump wiped the floor with him. So I think he's still rattled by that, but we'll see. Let's go down the city so people can keep track, and we can give you the topics as well. Now, the first one is scheduled for the end of August, and it will be in Dallas. The topic will be the federal regulations, economy, and jobs and taxes. Now, to me, Ted Cruz is he's trapped. Because if we're going to talk about the economy in Texas, we got to talk tariffs, okay? Donald Trump has raised the price of steel. So here in Texas, if you put Texas first, you make steel, you make products, you make farm implements, it's going to cost more to make those. It's going to cost more to sell those. O'Rourke can come in and say, put Texas first. These tariffs are bad. Even Abbott has called out Trump on these tariffs. Lion Ted has done none of that.
No, Senator Cruz is a free trader. Look, I don't agree with him on everything. We have a lot to disagree on immigration. But on free trade, Ted Cruz is a free trader. And by the way, Tony, I know the Democrats want to run against Trump, but he's not on the ballot. Ted Cruz is different from Trump. He stood up to him in a lot of ways.
When did Cruz ever stand up to Trump? Well, I remember he stabbed him in the back. So he did stab him in the back in the Republican primaries. Now, one thing you're saying, you're right. Trump is not on the ballot. So I want to see Trump. Hey, Trump, are you going to tweet an endorsement of Lion Ted? So is he no longer a liar? So you're going to say that was the lie back then? Or would the lie be now that you endorse him? And this base of Trump supporters, how come your boy Trump won't support your boy Ted? So he's not on the ballot, but he's always there, I think. So I'd love to see if Trump is going to tweet support for Lion Ted. I think his base is going to be mad at Ted, and Ted has to either stand up or be quiet. I think he's trapped. I think he's not on the ballot, but but your boy's in trouble, if I may say so myself.
Well, look, these first topics, the economy's doing great right now. These first topics really don't favor Beto. I will say that. I mean, maybe on immigration, certainly Beto's policies are a little more akin to what I want and what a lot more Latinos want. But on the economy and regulation, I think Ted Cruz has a better hand here, Tony.
You know what? How about this? Who's working harder? You know what? Who's going to talk about work? Actually, I think Ted Cruz wants this debate because O'Rourke has visited every single county. He's got town halls all across Texas. He's really hustling. Ted Cruz is actually trying to ride his coattails. So if we're going to talk about working, one of them works hard. One of them works like a Mexican, Beto O'Rourke. The other one works like an Ivy League privileged kid. That's Ted Cruz. But we can go on to the next topic.
All right.
Let's go on because you mentioned next topic. Topic number 2 is going to go down in McAllen, September 14th, right before Hispanic Heritage Month. What was Ted Cruz thinking? Maybe because he's not really Hispanic, he didn't realize September 14th is the day before Hispanic Heritage Month starts. So he's challenging Beto O'Rourke, to a debate on immigration in McAllen? He's going to the Valley? Ain't no Republican won the Valley since I don't know when. What is Cruz doing? He's gonna get wiped out there.
Well, look, I hope the senator's policies on immigration change a little bit. We need a fix for DACA. He needs to come along with that DACA fix and push for it. He looked bad not being supportive of a DACA fix. I think Texans want DACA fixed. The deadline's looming. By then, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the courts in DACA. So you're right. McAllen seems like it's a topic that's going to favor Beto because his policies seem better on immigration. I mean, I'll give you that. But the rest of his policies are just plain Venezuela left. Senator, we need to get you on board with a better immigration plan, but your other policies on the economy and regulation are right on.
So you're writing some lines for Ted there. Okay, fair enough, Ted. He's giving you some free lines there. Yo, Beto, go for the jugular. Activists out there in McAllen, I want you to have small dolls in cages and ask Ted what he thought about separating families, putting kids in cages.
He
wants a weak bill that not even Republicans supported. Worst part too, he's benefited from a broken immigration system, and he's turning his back on the Dreamers. He voted to not. He did not vote to even talk about this on the floor. It's appalling. It's appalling. Now, these other debates have been seated at a podium. What is Ted Cruz thinking? The next one is in San Antonio. It's on national policy. That's a town hall. San Antonio, are you ready for a huge protest on September 21st against Ted Cruz as he comes to your backyard to tell you how Kim Jong-un is going to have nuclear bombs? I guess he's going to build the wall, so he's for the wall, you know that. So, and you're there at the home of the Alamo. This is a town hall. There's going to be a ton of Mexican Americans, a ton of people from LULAC, a ton of activists. Chicanos, Chicanas, I'm telling you now, September 21st, show up to this town hall. When we find out exactly where it's at, we'll tell you at theothersidetv.com. Cruz made up these rules, by the way. What was he thinking? You should be advising him or something like that.
Well, look. I think the WAPO factor is one thing that Beto has in favor. He is very WAPO, but unfortunately, you got to talk at these debates. And Ted Cruz has experience. Again, he's a master.
Go there.
He's a master at articulating his position. He knows how to debate. I just wonder, is Beto up for it?
Well, you know what? Have you seen Ted Cruz get all sweaty? And he's got that really mean laugh and that beady nose and beady eyes. Yeah, no, he's gonna. I mean, just to be.
There you go for you're going for that WAPO factor again. The Kennedy looks. All right.
And then also, just for brains, I mean, he's gonna be in San Antonio getting heckled by the audience, and then trying to tell people how I guess he's got to agree with Trump that Canada is a military threat to the United States. So let's We'll go there a little later because we'll talk about these topics individually. Because the next one is at Ted Cruz's hometown. I didn't even realize Houston is your hometown, Ted. You didn't even deliver your own hometown. How are you going to become senator if you can't deliver your own hometown? You're coming to Houston. Houston activists, are you ready for a Texas-sized protest? We want the whole country to know.
Hey, by the way, he did deliver his hometown in the Republican primary presidential. So he actually he was the leader here. So, I mean, you can't say he didn't carry his hometown.
He beat other Republicans, but he's not going to win. He's not going to win his own hometown this time around. And we're going to have the biggest protest ever because we want the whole country to see that his hometown don't love you, Ted. So you're going to come here.
They do love him.
You're going to talk about oil in Houston. It's going to be a podium event because you know it wouldn't be a town hall because you'd be shouted down. But we'll make sure there's going to be dreamers there. We're going to make sure there's people against the wall there.
Are we going to have people in favor of drilling? Because a lot of Democrats, I mean, do you still guys, some of the policy points are green energy and for Texas, I mean, how are we going to, Texas is based on oil. So I think again here on oil, if oil's the topic, Houston is going to be an area that favors Cruz just because of the topic. Because I assume that Beto is going to be anti-drilling, anti-oil. I mean, Democrats got to come around. Texas is runs on oil, and we need pro-drilling policies.
Well, I'm going to save it when we get a little deeper into the topic there in a little bit, just to focus on that one. But I will say this: fracking leads to earthquakes. So last one. Now this is an interesting topic. Now, of course, we're taping this ahead of time. There's some debate back and forth to make one of the cities El Paso, which is the home of Beto O'Rourke.
And Jacob Monti.
And Jacob Monti as well. And the last one is supposed to take place in Lubbock. And it's going to be a town hall, a little far to drive, so save up for gas money, protesters. It's going to be on health care and I guess Obamacare. Trump care, well, Trump don't care. Seems like that's a safe one for Cruz, I suppose. He can go hide out there. What's your thought? That may be the one he has a bit of advantage of, maybe.
You know, look, Lubbock has a huge Latino population now. I mean, I don't want to make your points here, but Lubbock ain't, just lily white. There's a lot of Latinos in Lubbock and in Midland and in Odessa now. So really, Latinos are everywhere, and they're certainly in the Panhandle and in Lubbock.
Well, and if Beto can negotiate this, that last one's going to be in El Paso. So, Ted, you must be desperate. I'm glad to see you desperate. I'm glad to see Republicans out there sweating, because the only way this is happening is because the numbers are down. By the time this airs, Jacob, I've seen single-digit reports from your favorite publication, Breitbart, Texas. When Breitbart is reporting single-digit leads, it's getting serious. So to me, it's a sign that Cruz is sweating, and his crew is either delusional or they're driving the Trump train where they want to see chaos.
Tony, but still, we have more Republicans than Democrats, so explain the math to me. How do you guys win we have just so many more Republicans that are registered than Democrats? Beto's guapo, I'll give you that, and he's a good congressman. He should have stayed as congressman. He was doing a good job. But how do you overcome the big numbers that are in favor of the Democrats? I mean, in favor of the Republicans?
So you had, 1.5 million Republicans come out and vote for the primaries, and you had 1 million Democrats. 500,000 has been slowly chipped away bit by bit by bit. And I think there's going to be a lot of Republicans that don't want to vote for Lion Ted. I think they're going to split the ticket. I think there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people watching who, if they're going to see what Trump does, they're going to see what Abbott does, and stuck in the middle, I love to see him sweat. Now, I can't predict what's going to go on at the lower parts of the tickets or with Abbott. Dan Patrick is sweating. This is going to be a great race. I think these debates are going to play a big role. How about this? I'll let you have the last word because I'm feeling in a good mood and your boy's going to lose.
Hey, Ted Cruz is showing courage by debating Beto O'Rourke. Texans want to see both candidates. They want to hear what their positions are. At the end of the day, while I wish the senator had a better position on DACA and on immigration, he's going to win convincingly. It's a shame that Beto had to leave his seat in El Paso because he was doing a good job. But he can try again in 6 years.
I hope there's a lot of fireworks because I think Texas is the center of the universe. Hey, you've crossed over to the other side. Bust you in the mouth, drag you out of here on a stretcher. Welcome, students. Congratulations for graduating from Trump University. Or as Judge Curiel requires me to say, congratulations for graduating from Trump University. We've given you good words. Really, we've given you the best words. And today we're going to celebrate by closing down the school. Now, as you can tell, I'm not our owner, Donald Trump, but as the fine print in your contracts that you signed indicated, he might not make it today. Well, you should have read it, because that's on you. Really, this is important because now our founder is president. Don't act surprised. So the closing of the university comes at a perfect time so that he can focus more on important issues such as golfing, tweeting, and nightly phone conferences with our Einstein, Sean Hannity. Now, the fake news is going to tell you that we were forced to close down due to lawsuits from unsatisfied students who can't get jobs. That's just not true. You know that everybody in this room is eligible for a job as a caddy at the Mar-a-Lago of their choice. You also get a 10% discount. Blackout dates may apply. And you can work at the coal mine of your choice if you choose. That's a 100% employment rate. We're proud of our 100% employment rate. And in fact, as your Math Day seminar indicated, you can't do better than 100% unless you do 110% donation to the Trump campaign. We're proud of what we've done, and there's still more to come. Are you tired of winning yet? I want all the haters, because there's a few, to know that President Trump has begun a $25 million scholarship fund just for you. Don't let the fake media call it a settlement, because we've taught you never to settle. And there's more. One of President Trump's special students got a $130,000 scholarship. I want to thank you, Mr. Michael Cohen, for donating that. I want everyone to know he is so committed, he refinanced his own house to pay for that. And he did it all without telling the president about it. You are a tried and true defender of Trump U. On top of it, I'm really excited too because I think we'll be hearing more about that special student. I understand she's making some films. But of course, everybody got in on the fun. I think you enjoyed the Trump University prom. The Gropers are a great band. Let's give them a hand. And I want you to know that these remarks or possible cheering do not violate the non-disclosure agreements you signed before the dance, so it's okay. So as you tweet your final exams and footnote your alternate facts, just like we taught you, be inspired because we're closing down while we're ahead and possibly the greatest university ever in America. Even though there are a lot of naysayers, I also want you to know that before the end of the term, we will finish building the wall around the school. It is a big, beautiful wall in the middle. For some of the other spots, we're adapting modern technologies, not just old-fashioned boring bricks. We're instead using American-made plastic string in some parts and recycling your old desk in others, putting them side by side. And we used 100% American labor to build it. So to the security detail, no need to check the wall builder's papers, stand down, And to those workers who are also mowing the lawn and cleaning up around here, gracias, muchachos. And for those of you who earned the Trump University Elite Graduate Degree for just $10,000 more, you can pick up your tiki torch for the hooding tomorrow night in the woods. You just have to follow the bonfire and the chanting. Finally, I want to close by officially announcing this year's commencement speaker. We're proud to tell you that you will hear from none other than Russian President Vladimir Putin. May President Trump rule as long as he. That's all for now. Please leave your non-disclosure agreements signed on the way out. You can purchase all your graduation swag made in China online at Trump2020.com. Pick up some Trump steaks and Trump vodka while you're there. And feel free to take pictures with the new cardboard cutout of our owner, your mentor, even though you never met him, and the President of these United States of America, Donald Trump. Thank you, and Trump you.
The Other Side TV is happy to launch the Ted Cruz Taco Challenge. I want to find out if out here in Tejas, we have the taco truck, the taqueria, the taco cart that is brilliant enough and has the guts to create the Ted Cruz Taco. Now, what's in it, you may ask? I have the secret recipe handed down from my tia next door. Here's what's in it. Of course, since Ted Cruz is white on the outside, this taco has to be white on the outside too. So it's a tortilla de harina, kind of fat. So the tortilla de harina is gonna be one of those thick ones, almost pancake sized, right? Of course, on the inside, as you know, Ted Cruz was born in Canada. So we need a nice long strip of Canadian bacon sticking out from the inside of there. Now, around the bacon, a lot of green, a lot of cilantro and lettuce, which symbolizes all the money he's getting from the NRA. I do want to add a little bit of ropa vieja. I'll translate into English. In other words, it's like a Cuban fajita stuck inside. But when you translate the word ropa vieja into English, it translates into old clothes. That's exactly how Cruz treats his Hispanic identity, like old clothes that you hide. So we got to put the ropa vieja deep inside the Ted Cruz taco, because you can't see it till you break it open. So are you ready? Texas, are you the one? Are you a chef that can deliver this? Are you the taco truck? But if you're the one, I'm Tony, and we're crossing you over to the other side.
Latinos are over 40% of the Houston population, almost 50%, yet we don't get nearly that much arts funding for our community or our artists. That's about to end. It's time to put Houston Latino art on the map.
My name is Jesse Rodriguez, also known as Magnolia Grown. I'm a community artist from the neighborhood. Recently, about a year and a half ago, I sparked a movement of pride, just future presence of what our kids need to know about the history of the East End. As an artist, I came and I drew this piece right here. It was just represents what's on this side of the tracks. You know, right now, all the funding, all the money, all the nice beautification, all the restaurants, all the festivities, every festival, everything that you hear about the East End is happening on this side of the tracks. And this side of the tracks, that's actually Terminal Street, which is right down the street, which divides Second Ward from Magnolia Park. But the East End is one whole section, you know, but why is all the funding just on that side of the tracks? Why, you know, there's not one mural on Magnolia Park. There's not one festival in Magnolia Park. There's not one anything in Magnolia Park. Everything's black. Everything's that's been said through the stories of the back features of our older people. It's like, no, don't go to Magnolia Park. It's nasty. It's dirty. But you know, you don't forget where you come from. You know, there's people. I got compadres that are millionaires. You know, but I tell them every time I see them, like, hey, don't forget where you come from, man. This body will build you, who you are, how strong you are, and all that other stuff. But they give back now, you know, but someone's got to tell them, you know. It's like all the other organizations and everything, you know, if you don't say nothing, you're not going to get nothing. So they use me as a leader, as a representative of the community, because what I sparked, which is pride, the history of Magnolia Park. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful underneath, you know, but if you just give us a chance or give us a little money so we can make it that way, yay, you know. But, you know, where's it at? You know, we hear all the houses that are going up over there, all the gentrification, and it's coming this way. You know, well, who's standing up for us here? And there's no one. So everyone's coming to me like, dude, you need to stand up. You need to get the people involved and all this. And because I got a following on my Facebook page, and it's gone crazy. And so they use me. So now I have another big thing to handle besides not just my household, my family, my kids, and my hobbies. Now I have my art, you know, which helps move this movement of what's going on right now. All the older people are scared. They're like, you know, it's coming. Like, I go, no, it's here. Like, it's under your noses. You don't know because there's no social media. No one's talking about it. You know, everyone's just being hush and hush about it. But we tell people about all these meetings, you know, go to these community meetings where we're trying to help you save the houses and your home, your roots, where your families grew up in, you know. And they're scared to come out for some reason, but, you know, if you just tell them nicely and you know, you have this figure of their same race talking to them, they'll come out, they'll talk to us, and they'll feel more comfortable going to these meetings. So that's another thing they're using me for, but that's good, you know, it's for a good reason. And
How long have you been in this neighborhood?
I'm here 49 years, born and raised down the street, 2 houses down. The actual person that planted my roots in this neighborhood is my grandmother. She's still alive. She's 95 years old. She's right down the street, getting ready to go eat dinner with her right now. My dad's 72, born and raised right across from the park, Parque Mexicano. I mean, my roots go back to 1929 here. And I'm just doing my part, giving back. I left 25 years of graphic design. I was a senior director. I was an art director. Gave to Fortune 500 companies, big corporations, Shell, Pennzoil, used me for all their art. And I helped them, you know, advertise and do other advertisement, packaging, displays. And when I left all that, I'm like, okay, when it was my turn to give back to my community. And, you know, giving it so much time because, you know, it takes a while it's a lot of work. And that's what I'm finding out. You know, it's a lot of work. I don't get paid for it. So it's like, it's a lot of work. And you know, it's what I do, and I don't have to get paid for it, you know, because it comes from here, you know. It's from mi corazón, you know. And I'm trying to get other people to get involved. You know, it's hard for one person, you know. So every day I get a person, hey, I want to help, you know. So I tell them straight out, you know. There's no, you know, sugarcoating everything. You know, try to get away to how to tell somebody something. I'm going to go straight to you, and I'm going to tell you. Get back to your community. Don't forget where you come from. Just do your part, you know. This body will make me who I am today, you know. So I'm just here to do my part. Never forget where you come from.
This program is brought to you by Monty and Ramirez Law Firm. We are here to help you with your immigration needs. We help families and businesses in immigration matters.